the Fantastic Four. It's Marvel's originals heroes. Now this is the first family that came with the comic books, or how modern audiences know them, the cinematic equivalent of burnt toast. And just when you thought that Marvel might finally let the franchise rest in peace, surprise! We're doing another reboot! However, this time they added a twist. No. You're getting ahead of yourself. It's not a new villain. It's not a new take. We're just going back in time. Really? Going back in time? To the 1960s, to be more specific. Nothing says a cinematic universe is amazing like pretending that space race is still a thing and cigarettes were doctor approved. That's what you're looking at. Now that probably Marvel's board of directors sat down and said, you know what the MCU needs? Less CGI and more corded telephones. Because that's what we need in movies, a bit more corded telephones. Now, this new film is going to be titled Fantastic Four First Steps. If you put, let's just say, Last Hope, this might have felt a bit too honest for them. Now, this is going to be set in an alternate universe, which is in the 1960s timeline. Yes, that's correct. We're getting an entire film aesthetic based on what people in the 60s thought that the future looked like. So you get the idea. Now, retrofuturism, picture yourself that, and chrome everything, uncomfortable jumpsuits that they have in them, and enough lens flare to summon J.J. Abrams out of retirement, because that's how this is gonna look. And according to the director Matt Shakman, this move is being styled like Stanley Kubrick made it in the 1960s. Okay, so just to recap and to be clear, Marvel is now channeling Kubrick, which, you know, I can't wait for Mr. Fantastic to spiral down into madness whilst listening to classical music and monologuing probably about time, because that's what's gonna happen. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Let's look at the cast of what they have, or at least the main one. So, we're starting off with our favorite, Pedro Pascal, of course. He plays the role of Reed Richards, since apparently you can keep just copy and pasting him into every franchise now. He's similar to an emotional duct tape that you slap on over there. He's probably slightly tired, but he's always dependable. Now, we've got Vanessa Kirby, which plays Sue Storm. And yes, finally! You need to imagine that a woman whose power is literally disappearing finally gets cast as the only female in the group. I know, feminism will always win. There's no discussion here. Now you've got Joseph Quinn over here, which plays as Johnny Storm, and sure, he's British, and he played the guitar once in Stranger Things, so now he's fireproof. And then we've got Ebon Moss-Bachrach, which is gonna play Ben Grimm, or aka The Thing. Now this is the guy from The Bear. And yes, The Thing now can canonically know how to plate risotto. And honestly, the cast is so weirdly stuck in together, it almost makes it a bit suspicious. Who did Marvel threaten? Or what's next? It's something almost a bit sketchy about this whole idea. Let's jump over to the villain side. Or maybe just the planet-sized digestive problem, to be more accurate. Shall we? So you've got Galactus, the big bad himself. He's being played by Ralph Ineson, which is a man whose voice sounds
that you were tired of running. Then at least have the decency to join me for supper. I'm bloody hungry. Captain Thatch, I live and breathe.
like he gargled gravel and tea at the same time. I'm actually okay with this, don't get me wrong. I'm actually very okay with this, because Galactus should sound like a disappointed pub landlord. I mean, fairly honest, I'll give them that. And then the cherry on the top is gonna be Julia Garner, which is playing the Silver Surfer, because Marvel saw a bald, shiny alien and thought, you know what this alien needs? Emmy-winning Ozark trauma. And also, yes, Silver Surfer is a woman. And Galactus is British and Sue Storm is pregnant.
Are you pregnant?
What? You're gonna be the best mom in the world. And you are gonna be the best.
Why would you say they do this? Why are you doing so many things to us like this? Really? Now, imagine this plot twist. Imagine that Sue Storm might be pregnant or is pregnant in the movie. Probably this film apparently is the big kickoff for Phase 6, which sounds like a pandemic tier kind of movie. You remember COVID? I mean, this might be meant to tie into the Secret Wars and Avengers Doomsday or something similar where probably everybody might come back. I have no clue. I'm just speculating or I'm just imagining. But hey, maybe this thing will make a good movie, maybe a nice punchline. So, what did we learn again? Well, there you have it. It's just Fantastic Four is coming in hot with retro jumpsuits, a pregnant superhero, and Galactus, which has a Cockney accent. Will this bring Marvel's comeback or just another vintage disaster? Either way, what I can tell you is I'm gonna run and hide now while this thing seeks professional help, and if you like it, maybe you should seek too. Adios.
Crocodildo penisini, peperoni masturbini, trippi troppa crocodini, dildo dildodini.